Vincent Hall, and welcome to another edition of our Vincent Hall Featured Artist Series. Today, we're going to get a chance to meet one of our Fab Five. Sonja Wickland was one of our first artists to take a chance on the new art classes that were offered back in March of 2015. She started out as a painter and drawer, but quickly found her interest lied in photography. She still does the classes in art when we do our workshop series, so you'll get to hear some of her thoughts about both of those adventures. Anyway, without further ado, Mrs. Sonja Wickland. Sonja, I'd like to thank you for being this week's featured artist for our Vincent Hall Artist Series. Welcome, and I know everyone's looking forward to hearing from you. So as I recall, you were one of our Fab Five that started downstairs in the art department. I thought you might share some of your experiences of the beginning days of the Art Center.
Yeah, the beginning days were pretty primitive. We didn't have a lot of supplies. We didn't have a lot of interesting space. We had no place to plug anything in. And so, but it got better as time went on. And when they redid the whole downstairs and we moved upstairs, that was good. And I enjoyed coming to some of your 90-minute art classes that you could finish everything in one sitting. That I enjoyed those times. But as more and more people came to the artwork, they were much better than I was with the drawing and the painting. So then I thought, well, I might just spend my time with photography. That was easier for me than doing the painting.
Oh, okay.
So I quite enjoyed that. And then my brother, he got me a camera, point and shoot camera. That's really excellent. And so once he got me that, then I started using that because it's got so many pixels. You can zoom in so close that things that look really far away, you can just get a picture of that in no time at all. So I really enjoy the photography.
When you do the photography class, when you started taking it, I know we were in our very beginning stages and things, but shortly after we started, you went on an amazing adventure, a
Oh
safari. I
yes.
thought you might share with us some of your photo experiences, what you liked about that.
Oh well, that was interesting. My brother got me this Sony
Mm-hmm.
camera. It's just a little point and shoot one, and it's 20 optical zoom, so you can do close-ups and distance. And so he got that for me when I went on a 2-week safari in Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
and had a wonderful guide who was with us for the whole 2 weeks that we were there, even though we went from started out in Nairobi, and we went to 3 other game parks. He knew where all the animals were, and so we got to see all the big 5 that they have there, and then other. He's been doing this, the guide, he's been doing his traveling around for 20 years. So he had made friends in all of these different safari parks. And so he would keep in touch with them on the phone. And then if they would see an animal that was usually sleeping in the daytime but awake when we were out looking, he would call them, and then we'd quickly go over and take pictures. So we saw cheetahs that were up and about, and my grandson, the thing he liked the best was 2 cheetah cubs that were imitating their mother,
Aw.
trying to track down something to eat. The mother was lying in the grass, relaxing, and she knew the little ones wouldn't be able to do it. But that's my grandson's favorite
Aw.
moment when he was there, to see that they were trying to uh, follow through on her lessons.
Aw.
So,
That's so cute. I bet they were like little pouncy kitties trying.
yes, indeed. Yeah,
Aw. I
yeah.
remember from our many art shows that you've had safari pictures interspersed with a lot of your exhibits. And and people have liked them. Do you recall one or two maybe that you remember getting a lot of feedback from that people really enjoyed from this?
Well, they did like the elephant pictures,
Hmm.
baby elephants and mom elephants. They really enjoyed those, and it's just, it's hard to tell. You can't put too many pictures in the shows either, so
Yeah.
you have to make a choice of which things you like.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, speaking of which things you like, I thought we could look through the ones that you selected for this interview, and maybe you
Okay.
could share a little bit about each picture.
Oh, this is the last trip that my son and my daughter and her family and I went to, and that was the last week in December of 2019 and the first 2 weeks in January of this year.
Oh,
This was the last actual place that we were, and we were waiting because we were supposed to take a helicopter trip up to where the snow is,
hmm.
but we were waiting because the winds were too rough. So we waited all day to be able to go up there. Then you get out of the helicopter and then you take a 3 hour walk over the snow and take pictures and things. But this is as close as we got to it because the winds never permitted us to go up in the helicopter. The
Oh,
next day it was perfect, but we had to catch a train to go to Christchurch. So there we were,
wow.
looking at a perfect day that we couldn't even get up on
Oh,
the
darn.
snow parts.
What I like about this one too is how you see all the snow and the mountain there, but then the tree has greenery on it. It's a
Right,
interesting statement of the
right.
area. Okay, we've got this one.
Now this is uh, we're up on we took a ski lift up to this plateau, and this is the picture I took from there. We had taken a boat from where the water sort of disappears into the background, and then it came down here, and we did actually go in between those two islands to dock, and then we were able to uh, get get a car, and then we drove to the foot of the where the cable car was and parked the car and then went up to the top. Now
Hmm.
the interesting thing was I have a handicapped parking card from here in Virginia, and so then they said that I could get one there for $12,
Oh,
and if I sent a picture of my card. So that's what I did.
oh.
And my son-in-law thought this was an effort, a futile effort. Why do we need it? Well, this was one place that there was no place to park, except in the very last place was a parking place if you had a card in your window.
Ah, I bet he ate his
That
words.
so that was worth its weight in gold.
I bet. Absolutely.
So
What time of day was this shot? Because I love how misty the water is. It just has such a beautiful stillness.
I think it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Lovely.
was pretty. It was supposed to be the summer in New Zealand,
Mhm.
but it was pretty cold when we were there.
Mm.
And we were there for over 2 weeks. And it wasn't until the day we were going to the airport to fly back to the States that the sun came out and the temperature went up to the mid 70s. Otherwise, we had just 60-degree
Of course.
weather.
But at least you got there before the virus thing kicked in.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true. That's
oh yeah,
true.
okay. All right, then there's this one. We all
Oh,
Please
this,
recognizable.
I usually take my camera when they have like birthday parties, or this was the 50th birthday party for Vincent Hall.
Oh, last summer, right.
Yeah, last summer. So then I took a picture of Levon Boyer, and
Oh.
I thought that turned out nice. Oftentimes I'll take the pictures and then I'll go to CVS and print them up, and then I'll give it to the people I took the pictures of.
Oh, I'm sure that they appreciate that. I bet Levon appreciated. This is a beautiful portrait.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
couldn't have picked a better. I like her top, how the colors kind of repeat again in the grass. So it's
Right,
kind of a nice
right.
balance of greens and yellows.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
beautiful. All right.
And then we went to this last June this summer. My daughter and husband and the two grandchildren came, and we went down to Williamsburg. And this was the parade at the going down in the evening time. There were people standing, watching it in the where the hedges are, and then Mel helped me take them out and put hedges in. So
Oh, the joy of Photoshop.
yes, yes. So I thought that turned out pretty good.
Oh, it did. I also like where you were standing. It's hard when you're shooting a group shot to
Oh
see
yeah.
so many of their faces, yet almost all of them are completely in focus. So you can see their expressions.
Right. Well, and because he had his baton up like that, they were standing still.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks like they might have been. So if they had been moving toward me, it would have been a much different picture. But they actually were all standing still, waiting for him to give the okay, let's get going.
Oh, wow. You caught it at the right time.
Right.
Okay, then this one. Oh, I love this one.
This is a sunset from my balcony. I can go out and stand on my balcony and take these beautiful pictures of sunsets.
Now, did you have any idea when you moved into your apartment that you had the prime balcony for these sunsets? Because
Oh, I pretty much knew that this was the apartment I wanted. My son had taken me to three other retirement homes, and they were too far out. One was out in Dulles, and one was in Ashburn. And then I said, let's go to Vincent Hall. So we did because I'd been here before.
oh, okay.
And, and then they had a lot of apartments uh, for for you to choose from. So
Hmm.
I saw two others, and then I saw the apartment I have, and this one was just so beautiful with the way the light was,
Hmm.
and so I knew. I went home from there at lunch, and then as soon as I got there, I called back to marketing and said I would they save it for me until Monday. And when I got back here on Monday, there were two other families that had come, viewed it, and decided they wanted it.
Uh-oh.
So I said, well, I was lucky to get it when I called.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, some people are waiting now, for whichever plan they want. Some people wait a couple of years now for their special
Um,
apartment plan.
Well, you've got I know your sunset views from your balcony are amazing. It's just the right angle. So
Yes.
for everybody watching right now, this week is supposed to be amazing sunsets due to that Sahara Desert dust storm. I saw one last night that looked like this color. It's
Oh,
surreal.
really?
Yeah, it was over the Fairfax High School football field, but
Oh, how
it's
nice.
at the right weather at the right time. Be out this week looking because they said we're supposed to have phenomenal colored sunsets because of
Good.
dust. So you might get some new ones, but I love this one. I love the way
Yeah.
the clouds up here just have that brilliant orange and the purple. Okay, yay for still lifes.
Oh, and then this was one of Mel's classes she gave us when she first came, and we were up in the art room where it is now. And she just brought a bag full of bread, grapes, peaches, and the a little placemat that's there, and the pictures. So we just put it together, and then we used the light from the window, and so that was my best for still life that I could do.
Oh, I think you did a great job. And by the way, thank goodness Whole Foods is near Vincent Hall where I come up on 66 because I just ran there and got the food. But
Right,
I remember each photographer got to arrange the food the way you wanted, and you picked
right,
a beautiful arrangement where the grapes reappear, and then just getting those beautiful highlights, like spotlights on the grapes individually. It's just a
right.
beautiful still life. Really enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
that was a very nice lesson.
Oh,
Now,
sorry, I jumped ahead. Sorry.
uh, so this is a picture I took from my balcony as well. And uh, I have several of these, but I like this one. And where you see that there's a light underneath that dome, it's 2 stories down. That's one of my friend's apartment.
Oh,
And
here.
so
Okay.
she asked me if she could have a copy of that because she and her husband, every place they lived, they always tried to get a picture just of one light in the apartment, and that's the
Oh,
light in the living room. Because
oh,
I told her I could call her and she could turn the light on the kitchen and the bedroom. And she, oh no, no, we just need to have
oh,
one light for the living room.
that's nice. I
Yes,
think, as I recall with this, wasn't this a cover for the calendar that we did that one year? I
I
think.
think so.
Yeah.
Yes,
This is a beautiful, I mean, marketing, you should get this picture because it just makes it stunning
right,
for the Willow Oak building and the way the trees frame the building coming around
right.
the side. It looks so nice. Okay, then we have this one.
Yeah. Now Mel just gave us a class in low light. So this is the low light with the fountain down in front of Willow Oak.
Oh, but I like how it's subdued. It almost reminds me of an impressionist painting with the soft colors on the roses and things. I think they're
Right.
roses. I don't know, but I think then we have this one.
Yeah, this is another from my balcony,
Wow.
and you can see down here. These are the lights, the globes that they have around the parking lot.
Oh, okay. I'm moving my little cursor around. Hopefully people can see that. Yeah.
And
Wow.
then this one you see the electrical wires in the distance. The other one there wasn't it didn't have any of the electrical wires showing, but this one does.
No, they can be photoshopped out, but it doesn't bother me. I mean, I think your eye goes up
Oh
here.
yeah,
Really
right,
beautiful. Stunning sunsets. Okay, we have this
right.
one. Oh,
Oh, this is when we were in Kenya, and there was a rope bridge that one had to cross over. So this is my granddaughter. She doesn't let me take too many pictures of her, so I was
oh,
happy with this one.
oh, absolutely. She looks really excited, like a genuinely sweet smile on her face.
Right,
And if anybody was following the last photo lesson last week, what Sonja did here for composition is repetition with the different ropes, the way she's positioned it, using framing to just get her granddaughter's face primarily in the shot. Really nice. And then selective focus, but your granddaughter's face becomes the point we were talking
right.
about. That's beautifully composed. It's a nice image. Oh, yay.
Now
Elephant.
this was a teenage male elephant,
Oh, okay.
and he was practicing running at the Jeep that we were all riding in. And so he liked to stir up the dust,
Hmm.
and he actually started back, um, pretty much back to where the green is all the way across. And then he kicked up the dust, and then he came charging at the Jeep. And
Oh,
then he stopped about 12 inches from the Jeep and looked sort of forlorn, and then decided to turn around and go back and start again. So he was
oh,
just practicing his running at moving creatures.
oh, that's good. I'm glad he was just practicing though. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He never touched the
Oh,
vehicle.
yeah. Oh, I think this is magnificent.
This is a female lion. She was just resting,
Hmm.
and she was only about maybe a meter from where our car was.
Wow.
They grow up, all these animals in these safari parks, they grow up with these vehicles driving around all the time, so they don't bother them. What bothers them is if you get out of the vehicle and decide you're going to start walking around, that bothers them.
Oh, okay. Were
And
you in the vehicle for
oh
this?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we were always
Hmm.
in the vehicle.
But you captured the perfect angle for her face with just a nice
Right.
soft shading, and she looks very regal.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
Now we were flying from Nairobi to Samburu, which is a game reserve about an hour's flight. And in the background, there's a white strip, and that's the landing strip for where we were going.
Oh, okay. I see that back here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's just a dirt strip, nothing fancy.
Hmm. Well, I'm glad it landed okay.
Yeah, right,
Oh, no.
right.
Oh, pretty.
Now, this is one of the first of photography classes you gave us to do saturation
Hmm.
and vibrance.
Vibrance, yes.
Hmm. So I just went and took my little camera over to the Safeway, and I was just taking pictures of the flowers in the florist shop in the Safeway.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have to do much of anything with it, and and the people that were working there never said a word, and I just kept moving around. And then we also did vegetables,
I remember, yes.
and there was only one person there that came up to me and wanted to know what I was doing.
Well, that's good.
And I told them that our art teacher had given us an assignment to take pictures of fruits and vegetables. And so he was very happy, but I was amazed that now I was there maybe an hour and a half, because you have to push the tickets out of sight that
Oh,
are on
right.
the.
Yes, that's true.
But he was the only one who asked me. I said, I bet you don't have too many photographers coming in here. And he said, you're the first.
Well, there you go. So, but I think I love this picture. I'm glad you were able to get it. It reminds me of a Georgia O'Keeffe painting. It's just
Right.
beautiful. And I think this is your last one that you had.
No, this was low light.
Okay.
And I was in California at Christmas time. And these were the creatures that my daughter and her family have in their front yard.
Hmm. I like those with the lighting.
Yeah.
Wait
So
for
I do quite enjoy going on these trips and taking my little point and shoot camera, and you want to get one small enough to fit into your pocket so that you can whisk it out at the drop of a hat.
which I think you do. So,
I do. Right.
so do you have any final thoughts for anyone interested in trying photography or?
Well, I would say, I've never taken a lot of pictures, and I just got the camera when I was going to Kenya on the safari.
Hmm.
And, it's a simple camera, it's easy, you don't have to interchange lenses. I know that the other fellows in the class, Ron Musselwhite and Charlie Mertz, and they've got all these really fancy cameras with all these interchangeable lenses, and those I tried. Charlie tried to help me use the interchangeable lenses, but this is so much easier. You just turn a dial and push a button, and there it is.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think you still get the image and they're still gorgeous. And that's what counts, is that you're enjoying it.
So if you want to start up on an easy hobby to do with memories, then get yourself a little point and shoot camera and go out on these trips that are organized for us.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do some soon. I don't know, but
Right,
we'll find things around Vincent Hall to make it work in the meantime. But
right.
oh,
Well, thank you ever so much for
oh,
all your classes and
oh,
teaching us when we have no place to go
oh.
on the
Well, I
Zoom.
enjoy it.
Yes.
Well, Sonja, thank you so much for being our featured artist. And I know everyone will look forward to seeing your new work when we start doing more exhibits in the hallway coming up.
All righty.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
again.
Yeah, thank you, Mel.
You're welcome.
See you next week.
I will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Sonja. I'm sure everyone enjoyed hearing about your wonderful adventures and trips and the photography that you've used to capture those memories. I hope everyone enjoys the work that follows. I'm sure you will. And when you see Sonja down in the Art Center as we reopen next week, make sure to stop in and say hello. Sonja will be also exhibiting her work along with the other artists in the classes that have continued to do painting, drawing, and photography despite our lockdown, as we've been having classes via Zoom. Till next week, Vincent Hall, stay safe, be well, and we'll see you next week with another featured artist.